What's poppin', everybody? Back with another video. In this video we got to talk about the rapper Russ. Now if you don't know, Russ jumped on Twitter and went 1v1 with one of his biggest trolls, one of his biggest haters. So it's been an ongoing narrative that Russ is an industry plant. You know, something about like his father had label connects and worked for these record companies and was like this big record label exec. And of course Russ denied that, but people actually believed that to be true, and it just stuck. So Russ decided not to let that narrative live anymore, and he went at it with his biggest op. So what did Russ actually say? So this guy jumped on Twitter named Lit Poppy, and he went at Russ and said, "You ready to come clean about your daddy?" And Russ immediately responded and said, "My dad never worked for a record label. Anybody with half a brain knows that. He worked at an advertising agency who did stuff for Texas Pete, Great Clips, and Off-Broadway Shoes, LOL. There's a group of like-minded morons like you who've been running with this rumor because my success is literally unbelievable. I take it as a compliment, so thank you. Also, you are a loser and I wish you the worst." Then Lit Poppy responded, "Google your friend. For the record, I'd respect if you just came clean and said, F y'all, I had help. My dad had bread and label connects that helped me get ahead. And stop preaching you did it 10 toes like La Russell, like E40, like Too Short." And Russ responded and said, "My dad got fired from the ad agency I mentioned in the previous tweet. So then he tried to start his own, as you've posted, you effing weirdo. And it flopped. Him and my mom had no income, so I supported my whole family off TuneCore money and merch money. Your parents should be ashamed of what a low-life loser you are. I sincerely wish you the worst. People who think and move like you are scum, and the gum on my shoe, horrible energy." So then Lit Poppy responded, "Nah, cuz, so your dad ain't had no bread to build your studio, no label connects?" Then Russ responded, "No, you moron. Not everyone with LinkedIn has label connects. Do you hear how stupid and dumb you sound? I didn't have a studio. My friend did. I went to his house." His friend Bugus. Then Lit Poppy responded, "No one said nothing bad about your little man bun dad. No one said LinkedIn is strictly a label connect place." So then you see Lit Poppy kind of like backpedaling a little bit. So Russ basically ended the back and forth with this tweet. He said, "Never let people dismiss the work you've put in. They can try, but you know what you've done and how much time and energy you've invested. Sometimes that's not enough though. You might want to get out of character for a brief second and give yourself grace for taking a dump on them. It was a lapse in judgment. LOL." Yeah, so I'll be honest, this whole narrative of Russ having help and, you know, his dad being like this super music mogul that helped him, which is nothing wrong with getting help. Let's put that out there first and foremost. There's nothing wrong with family helping you out. That's not the case with Russ. And this is a clear situation where people just didn't do their research. The lie and the false narrative sounded salacious. It sounded believable because Russ kind of came out of nowhere, but he kind of didn't. He's been grinding for years, but if you didn't do your research and he wasn't on your radar, you just found out about Russ when he finally blew up, and you're wondering where this guy come from. And then you hear, oh, his dad helped him and all this stuff. And then if you don't bother to do any research, you can just believe it and say, okay, he's one of those industry plants. So I feel like Russ did a good job speaking on this because I never really heard him. I heard him dismiss it, but I never heard him go into detail about like his dad and like the whole situation with the narrative that he had so much help and he really wasn't independent and doing everything on his own. It's good he cleared that up. He didn't have to, but I feel for new fans that don't know Russ's backstory or just people that believe the narrative, this is good to hear. And yeah, Russ's success is incredible, especially for aspiring independent artists. He's definitely one of the GOATs of the independent rap game. Yeah, it is what it is, man. Sometimes you just got to give credit when credit is due, give people their flowers. But also, most importantly, you got to do your research before you speak on stuff. So what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think Russ should have spoke on this, or you think he should have just ignored the trolls and the haters? What do you think? Let me know. And let me know if do you believe Russ? Some people still won't believe Russ. Sometimes you can tell somebody the truth, but they like the lie better than the truth, and they're like, nah, I'm gonna stick with the lie. You're an industry plant. So it's like, let me know what you believe in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.